Good evening. Bristol's City Council has tonight stressed its commitment to improving troubled care homes in the city following revelations on last night's Points West. Our investigation showed a catalogue of failures at Holmwood House in Westbury.
We've now learned that around 10% of care homes in the West need to improve and 3% have needed to improve for more than 6 months. In a minute, we'll hear from a Bristol MP who has concerns about the way care homes in this country are regulated. But first, Martin Jones has been to find out what good care looks like.
Saffron Gardens in Whitehall, Bristol. The building is just a year old. Those who live here, much older.
I like it because I have lots of friends, lots of people to look after me, lots of company.
It's held up by the City Council as an example of what good care should be.
We are absolutely delighted. She is well cared for, she's relaxed, she's happy, she's got access to all sorts of activities.
The City Council funds half the residents here at an average cost of £750 a week. But can a good care home just be judged by how much it charges?
It's also about recruiting the right people. So we recruit kind people. That's what we're looking for, is kind people, and we do lots of tests and special ways of interviewing to find the right sort of person. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, if you're not kind, you have no place in care.
There are around 160 care homes in Bristol, the vast majority, like this one, problem-free. But homes where things do go wrong continue to cause serious concerns.
We've uncovered that one woman was...
Carol Warlock was watching Points West yesterday and saw our report about Holmwood House in Westbury. She placed her mother there for respite care last September, having been told it was secure. But her mother walked out after 2 days, prompting a major police search.
She said, "We can't find your mum." I said, "What do you mean you can't find her? If you look round, she must be somewhere." They said, "Well, we can't find her. We've looked round outside as well. We can't find her, so we've rang the police." I said, "So you're saying she's missing?" She said, "Well, I think so."
Holmwood's owner, Hassan Al-Jabouri, told us they don't and can't just lock people in, that Carol's mother came to no harm, and that the incident was dealt with according to proper procedures. But can a council make a care home improve? It has no powers to close a home, but it can withdraw its custom. And in Bristol, it has a team of specialists who work with the most worrying homes to improve standards.
I think we have a very robust approach in terms of failing care homes. I think we do a lot of work that isn't seen by the public in terms of improving standards, and clearly maybe there's something for us about how do we share that maybe a bit more widely, because I think what we want people to have is confidence in care services.
The council is keen to stress that the majority of the 10,000 people in residential care in the city are well looked after, like those here at Saffron Gardens. But it also wants to make clear that it can and will take action where things go wrong. Martin Jones, BBC Points West.
Charlotte Leslie is the Conservative MP for Bristol North West, and Holmwood House is in her constituency. Thanks for coming in. What further regulation would you like to see?
I think one of the things we've seen throughout NHS failings with the mid-staffs disaster and with care homes is that whilst frontline staff can be held to account, and we've seen that, the people responsible for those staff, the managers and owners of care homes, really get away scot-free. We've seen David Nicholson move on to a promotion, and it's not clear what the owners of these care homes actually have in terms of personal penalty if they're found to be overseeing a bad home.
If they're businesses, if they provide a rotten service, they fail and they close.
In private ones, yes, but in this case, the allegations against Holmwood House suggest there's been problems going on for a long time, and yet there's been no actual mechanism taken against the owner of the care home in that way. The second thing is, why are we allowing failure to drag on and on? If something's wrong, it's not just a bit of machinery that's going wrong. These are people whose lives are sometimes being put at risk on a daily basis. And we need to move to a system where we're much more energetic and robust in actually tackling failure when we first spot it.
But we have the Care Quality Commission, which inspects. Then we have the local councils who often pay the bills for many of the residents. Then we've got relatives as well, keeping an eye on elderly people in those homes. Shouldn't that be enough?
Well, it should be enough, but I think as we see up and down the country it's not enough, and you've got to face reality. And one of the problems is that with all these organisations, they can tick all their boxes and no one is ultimately responsible. So everyone can say, well, I've ticked my boxes, and no one actually cares. Your interviewee earlier in your package made the absolute point: if you don't care and you're not kind, you have no place in care, and you can't legislate for that kind of emotion. But we do need to hold people to account much more clearly.
The other issue is money. Now, the Better Home you saw there, it was £700 a week, or £750, I think. Others, £600. With government grants to local councils being cut, local authorities are going to choose the cheap one, aren't they, if they can, and that must have an impact on care.
And obviously money has an impact on care, but what I think you see very clearly is you can have a very expensive home with people who aren't kind running it, and you can get very bad care. And you can have a home that isn't costing nearly as much, but the right kind of staff and delivering excellent care.
OK, thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.